And good morning to you folks. Today's assignment is to install this 1/2 inch by 1/8 inch by 30 foot smoker gasket onto this door right here, this door gasket area, because this door wants to have a gasket around it to allow the smoke to only exit out that hole back there, not all over the side of this device. Now, one thing you want to notice when you first do this is to check the gap between your door and the actual close area, because sometimes you'll have to adjust this right here to get that seal that you want, because now that you're going to put a gasket onto it. Alright, so go all the way up and down to our door. See how that looks like it's a little closer in the bottom? And then you come around the other side, it looks like it's got a real tight fit over here. And then as that door shuts, it's going to compress this gasket material and allow it to seal. Now the question of the day is, do you want to put the gasket on the door here, or do you want to put it on the smoker unit itself? Well, that's what we're going to find out by going out there and seeing what everybody else does. And the easy way to do that is to go to YouTube and type it in. Stand up smoker gasket installation. Like the supervisor's here to check on this door gasket installation. I think he's okay with it, so we'll continue on. Apparently you have 2 schools on putting these gaskets on. Either you can put them on the door, and this door is removable. It has the removable allowance right there for the hinge, or you can go ahead and put it on the unit itself. So we're going to think about it for just a few more minutes, and then we'll get back here on to starting the install. We've well cleaned the door, and we've also well cleaned this area here of grease and oil and whatever. But since this unit is brand new, I think we'll go ahead and put that gasket right on this here spot all the way around. We may have to do something in these corners, cut it diagonally, so that way the seal will be there. But I got a feeling this is going to be a little bit more of a challenge, because on this side here there's not much of a gap, so it's going to have to use some force to compress that gasket. The last images that we chose, this high temp barbecue gasket for smokers. This can be done. This is all the different things up to 600 degrees Fahrenheit, which will never get us above that at all. And out of the bag, this is what it looks like. It's all nicely accoutramented it up. Now what we can do is measure and then cut and all that, so I'm not going to burden you with those images, because obviously it's something you can see. So we're going to go ahead and install it, and we'll show you what it looks like once it's done. Hang out. Alright folks, here's our first hitch in the get along. Right off the bat, it wouldn't come off. See that? It's pretty well stuck to it. So I had to take a little bit of a length off, cut it, try to peel it back, and it finally peeled back and exposed the adhesion material. If you look here, I managed to, eyeball it. Well, not exactly the best, but now I have to hold it. It's already well adhesed onto the top of the unit. I'm giving it a good tug, but as you can see here, I'm just going to go ahead and hold it like this with one hand, and then go ahead and line it, and then put it on and cut it with a pair of scissors that I just showed you for this one side, and I'll repeat it for that side, and then we'll be done with it. And then the bottom, of course, and then the top. Then we'll test shut it. How about that? See, we'll make it easy. kind of scared me there for a second. I'm like, oh no, I got to sit in this back, and then I kept pondering it for a few seconds and said, well, let me cut some back and try to do it again. And sure enough, it worked fine. All right, the supervisor's back, bugging me about this here install. Let's see how it turned out with the door shut and latched. You can see the gasket material is firmly installed. Notice how it's got a big opening here, and it narrows down obviously to where the gasket and the door closure device meet. Okay, so we'll open this part here, allow the door to open, and now looking at the door closer, you'll see where the material and the door come together. So it is centered, so that's a good thing. Now we have to repeat this 3 more times. Right along there. We clean the door area. So now we'll continue on with the supervisor's approval. Alright, well, we took the door off so we could have easier access to it. That's that door side, hinge side. If you noticed, I came in a little bit. It's forgiving, so be alright. Now folks, a little trick I learned here to read quick was when I'm trying to peel back this material, it was easier to cut this at a diagonal. So, and peel it back a little bit and cut it with a scissors straight. When you cut it straight, at least when you cut it straight, now it's gonna butt up against that part right there. Alright, so we've got that bottom one almost cut, and we're done completely for this part of the installation. Oh yeah, little gap right there, but I don't think that should be too much of a boo-boo. And we'll test close it and see if we should have a complete seal all the way around the front. And there you go, folks, all the way around. Let's see how it looks when we shut it. A little bit of resistance, obviously. Looks good there. Of course, now this is the hinge side, so you probably shouldn't see anything. Yeah, I think so. Here, right there, yep. Oh, that's the hinge. Good seal. Now the question is, do we do the firebox? I don't think so, because I want the air, if there's going to be leakage here, it's going to go that way to help combust it. So we're going to leave that one alone until we do our first burn, and we'll see. Okay, folks. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Let all your friends know we're here.